What's up, Mego fans? Welcome back to the M.I.B. Master Museum. I'll be your curator today. Guys, we have another fun exhibit for you. Our Batman exhibit. We're going to try to cover all of our primary superheroes in the form of exhibits. But naturally, we had to start our exhibit off with the Gotham Dark Knight, Batman. And this is just a sample of our example here, of our exhibit here, another good reason for me to put all of my Batmans in one place at one time. Guys, we like to welcome our new subscribers to our channel. This is what we do. We will randomly come up with these ideas, and sometimes they're the ideas of our wonderful subscribers. But we're a museum, and like most museums, they have exhibits. So we're no different in that aspect. And what better exhibit to have than a Batman exhibit? So I said, let's do this. Let's put this together and see how it turns out. Here's our window box Batmans. We tried to chronologically, tongue twister there, get all of these guys lined up, so to speak, with their time periods and how I bought them. You know, like from the retro card figures. This is one of the first Batmans that Figures Toy Company put out. This is a series 1, actually. So this is like the first Batman that Figures Toy Company actually put out. Mint on card. You can see the difference of the circular faces here, done differently. A little bit more different than and here's our retro card Batman, and this is more vintage like to the actual Batman Mego cards that came out in the 1970s. So you got Superman, Batman, Supergirl, Shazam, and then you got Robin. And over here you had Batman, Robin, Joker, and Riddler. Get you a blown out shot there. So you can see the difference. Here's a few of our first appearance Batmans that Figures Toy Company put out. And you can see the difference is slightly in the coloring. You see his belt. And with the emblem, the bat emblem on the chest, a little different. This one in the middle is our Justice League of America Batman. This is another one of our first appearance Batman. You can see the difference in the bat emblem on his chest. And then he's the removable cowl Batman. So he has a removable cowl. Our gold card series. Let's move these guys up a little bit. Not too far up. These guys are as limited and rare as they are cool. You've seen these guys before. Here's our removable cowl Batman. Neil Adams version head sculpt of our other Batman. And here's our more retro Batman head sculpt. Beautiful. All beautiful though. And here's my 1966 Batman TV show collection of Batman. Here's my variant. We got a ton of variants here. Here's my vote for Batman variant. And the thing about the variants is like, you have to really be a huge Batman fan or any type of Superman fan or what. Because if you're going after the variants, chances are, and we all know as collectors, guys, that the variants are, there's very little to no difference from one variant to another. Very little subtle changes. The differences in this variant right here is the card. That's the only difference. Here's our regular blue card Batman, 1966 Batman card. Very little change. And here's the vote for Batman variant card. But he does come, the only thing that separates him is this card, his backing card, and this little vote for Batman poster that's on the inside of his bubble. That's it. So you had a lot of people out there like, well, why buy so many Batman? I had a guy, good friend of mine, a collector buddy, here at the museum one day, was just looking at all the Batman, saying, why do you have so many Batman? How many Batmans do you really need? And I looked at him and I said, all of them. I have to have all of them. I am a huge Batman fan. But first and foremost, I am a collector, a curator, a museum owner. So to be able to tell the story of Mego and Batman and the 8-inch figures, you need as many examples as you possibly can. Now we're currently in the process of going after the vintage Mego Batman figures as well. And we'll be keeping you guys updated on that. So that's going to be fun. Here's our pink contaminated removable cowl Batman. You've seen our regular contaminated cowl head sculpt Batman. But this is our removable cowl contaminated cowl Batman. And then here, right here at the base near his legs, he's got his regular removable cowl as well. And he's very limited. Beautifully done. And that's our 1966 Batmans. And I believe, like I said, we have all of the Batmans. There's not too many Batmans out there on the market right now that Figures Toy Company has put out that we don't possess and own in our museum. At this point, with our our window box Batman, I was at the point where I was like, you know what, really, there's really, outside of the fact that they're encased in these window boxes, there's not much difference between this removable cowl Batman and, let's go down, or really, this removable cowl Batman. Not much difference. The emblems are different. And this guy's encased in a window box. That's it. But because he's in a window box, I had to get him. It's an illness, guys. It's an illness. And I can't get enough of just the standard retro head sculpt Batman. This is the Batman that I had as a kid. Better yet, I didn't have the window box Batman. This is the Batman I had as a kid, growing up in the 1970s. So every chance I get, and I can find this particular style head sculpt Batman, I immediately purchase it. This is my retro Batman. He's very limited, 42 of 100. This particular Batman product has been retired. Very hard to find and very difficult to come by. Now, saying that, that's not to say that you can't get this guy. You look hard enough, you can find anything. But he's very hard to find now. Very difficult. But we have him here at the museum. My Super Friends Batman, which when he came out, I was like, oh, this is so cool. The head sculpt on this Super Friends Batman is phenomenal. I think it's dead on to the actual cartoon. They did a beautiful job on that head sculpt. Just a beautiful, marvelous job. Here's our Fist Fighter Batman. Didn't have one as a kid. Always wanted one, didn't have one as a kid. Now I have one. Kreski card Batmans were out of my price range as a kid, or I should say out of price range of my parents. They just didn't, either that or they just didn't bother to get me a Kreski card Batman. Especially with the removable cowl. Beautifully done. Let's move this guy in a little bit. You know, let's bring this guy over. It's our thing. We can do anything we want. It's our museum. This is an Emerald City Toys exclusive Batman. Kreski card Batman. Only 200 of this guy was made. And if you don't believe me, let's turn him around. I have number 40 of 200. How cool is that? And doing my research and my history over the last 20-something years, the removable cowl Kreski card Batman is extremely desirable and one of the most sought after Batmans on the Mego market, collecting market. So for them to redo and make a retro reproduction of this actual Kreski card removable cowl Batman was phenomenal. And if you look closely, he has the regular cape. As opposed to the nice vinyl looking cape, shiny one. And that's our Kreski card removable cowl Batman. Let's put this guy back over here. Let's get the other Kreski card. And then I couldn't just get that one. I just couldn't do that. I had to get my favorite head sculpt Kreski card Batman. And he did come on this Kreski card back in the 1970s. Once again, I have 665 of 1,000. There was only 1,000 of these produced. And I want to say, to my knowledge, you can still get this guy. I don't think you can. He's sold out. This product has been sold out and retired on Figures Toy Company's website. But you can find this guy on different websites like Emerald City. And there's some stores on eBay that you can get to buy it now. You can find this guy. So he's still out there. A little more difficult to find because Batman is so popular and extremely desirable to a lot of the collectors, especially when you're talking about a Kreski card. So just beautiful. So naturally, I had to have this guy. And what museum collection of Migos is you got to have a Kreski card Batman. There's no museum collection complete. There's no Mego collection complete if you don't have at least one or two Kreski card Batmans. At least one. And this is just the same Batman that I had when I was a kid. The only difference is he's on a Kreski card, and mine was on a smaller card with the circular superheroes faces on it. We call them the retro cards. So this was pretty much mine right here. Talk a little bit about our Justice League of America Batman. What got me was his the bright color of the blue, and his Batman emblem was really made to scale in a sense. It was a lot smaller. And to give you an indication, that's that one as opposed to this bigger chest emblem. This is the one I grew up with as a kid. And in my little kid mind, I was getting more bang for my buck because that was a bigger emblem. And that's just the way I thought. And just being a kid, I thought it was cooler if it was just bigger and brighter like that. I don't know if I would have necessarily liked it if it was this small. Now as a collector, and everybody is into scale things with, everything has to be scaled to size. I guess that's perfect. But I like the bigger emblem. And these the gold card series of Batman series, they're limited to only 500, but these are phenomenal Mego figures. And this is next level collecting right here. You got to have at least one of these guys in your collection, especially if you're a Batman fan. A big Batman fan, If you're just a Batman fan and it's okay, you don't want these, you got to have at least one of these guys in your collection, though. And because I'm such a huge Batman fan, I had to have all three. I can't have. It kills me to know that there's a limited rare Batman out there that I don't have in my collection. That it just drives me crazy not to be able to have it in my collection. So when this first retro style Batman came out, I didn't have it in my collection, and it was hard to get because every time I went to the site, the eBay site where I purchased these guys from, at Excelsior Toys, they were always sold out because they were so limited. So I think Excelsior Toys would put so many up on their website, and once they sold out, they would wait for like 2 or 3 months, and then they would put some more out from their, collection, or from their storage, reserves, I should say. They put more out, and then they would repeat that process over and over again until they finally exhausted, all of their reserves. So it was a real headache chasing these guys down. But when I found them, and that they were for sale, found out they were for sale, and I could get my hands on them, I immediately dropped all other projects to make sure these guys were purchased, so we could have them here at the M.I.B. Master Museum. And this is just taking it to a whole new level. Extremely rare, extremely limited, super awesome. The blacked out suit, and it's a removable cowl Batman. It doesn't get any better than that. Guys, what do you think of the Batman exhibit? How many Batmans do you have in your collection? 1, 2, 5, 10? How many? We would love to know. Leave a comment in the comment section right underneath this video. Guys, we want to thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We've had a lot of fun checking out our Batman exhibit. Don't be a stranger. We got more fun on the way. So you know the routine, guys. Grab your favorite beverage. Kick back and tune in to the M.I.B. Master Museum channel. God bless. And keep collecting.